Welcome back to a brand new deep dive. I am so excited about this one
Yeah.
because, well, you probably picture buying a house as acquiring this rigid box, right?
Right.
Like you buy a three-bedroom and it just stays a three-bedroom forever.
Right. Yeah, that is definitely the standard expectation.
Exactly. But today, we are looking at a property that breaks that rule entirely. And just to ground this in reality, I need to get the mandatory details out of the way for you right up front. The listing agent is Kim Robertson of Epique Realty. This is the address 131E Park Ave, Gallatin, TN 37066.
Yeah, and it is a really fascinating property. It's officially classified as a residential site-built property, which is important to note.
Okay, so just the standard residential site. But it hides a pretty clever secret, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, on paper, it looks standard enough, but when you examine the physical mechanics of this 1,550 square foot footprint, you realize it operates entirely differently.
Because it is actually a 1940s duplex, right?
Exactly. So it's currently split into two one-bedroom, one-bathroom units, which are, roughly 775 square feet each.
Which makes it so incredibly adaptable.
Mm.
It is like the ultimate Swiss Army knife of real estate. Like, you can house hack it, you can run a multi-generational setup while keeping separate kitchens.
Right. Or, you could even renovate it and merge it back into a single three-bedroom, two-bathroom dwelling.
Wait, really? Just turn it back into a single-family home?
Absolutely. The structure totally adapts to whatever life stage you are in rather than forcing you to pack up and move.
Wow. How rare is it to find a residential property that completely adapts to your changing needs like that?
Well, it is pretty rare, honestly, because typically tearing into walls on a 1949 build-to-merge units means you are opening a total Pandora's box.
Oh, yeah, like ancient plumbing and scary electrical issues.
Exactly. The capital expenditures, or CapEx, usually just destroy your profit margins or your renovation budget in those first 2 years.
Right, because you have to fix all the boring stuff before you even get to paint.
But the crucial distinction here is that the underlying systems were completely overhauled in 2021.
Oh, wow. So the heavy lifting is completely done.
Yep. We are talking brand new windows, central HVAC, updated electrical, and all new plumbing.
That is huge. So,
Yeah.
you get that 1940s cottage-style charm, right? Like
Right.
the original hardwood floors and those beautiful brick fireplaces.
Yeah, they're non-functioning fireplaces, but they add so much character to the space.
Oh, I love that.
Hmm.
And getting the boring but expensive stuff like plumbing and HVAC out of the way, why does that make the original aesthetic so much more valuable?
Well, it artificially insulates your early cash flow. I mean, you get the vintage vibe without the midnight anxiety of a catastrophic pipe burst. The vintage aesthetic is actually a feature, not a warning sign.
That makes so much sense. And there are even newer updates, right? Like from 2025.
Yeah, they just added a newly renovated bathroom with a gorgeous custom tile shower in Unit B.
Okay, so the condition is fantastic.
Hmm.
Let's talk about the built-in investment angle because honestly, that is where the math gets really fun.
Right, those heavily insulated margins matter immensely when you look at the current financial positioning. The property is listed at $385,000.
Which actually includes a recent $15,000 price drop, right?
Exactly. But the most critical piece of this whole thing is the existing tenant structure. There are active leases locked in through late 2026.
Wow, late 2026. What are the units bringing in?
Unit A generates $1,300 a month, and Unit B brings in $1,285 a month.
That is amazing. But I imagine that means you can't just tour it whenever you want.
Right. Showings actually require an accepted offer first, strictly to avoid disturbing the tenants and protect their privacy.
That totally makes sense. But here is what I don't get. Stepping into existing leases sounds great for immediate cash flow, but doesn't locking the buyer out of adjusting rents or moving in right away act as a double-edged sword?
It can limit your immediate physical control, sure, but mechanically it unlocks a massive advantage during the financing process.
Wait, really? How does that work?
Well, when you go into underwriting with active, verifiable leases extending that far out, it fundamentally alters your debt-to-income ratio. Lenders factor a percentage of that $2,585 monthly revenue right into your qualifying income.
Oh, I get it. So those leases act like a financial ballast.
Exactly. It keeps your DTI in check, allowing you to qualify for a footprint you might not secure if the building were completely vacant.
That is brilliant. It expands your purchasing power right out of the gate. So to summarize, you are looking at a beautifully updated, highly versatile residential property in Gallatin with this amazing built-in cash flow.
Right. A property that structurally and financially supports the buyer from day one, which, leaves us with a really compelling, broader question.
Oh, lay it on us.
Well, as the traditional white picket fence dream evolves under modern economic pressures, you have to ask yourself, will properties like this, ones that seamlessly blend personal living space with immediate, underwriting-friendly income generation, become the new gold standard for homeownership?
Oh, that is such a profound way to look at it.
Yeah.
A total shift in how we define a home, and definitely something for you to mull over as you plan your next move. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.